On August 6, 2017, Schanda Handley was at her home in Lafayette, Louisiana, when she heard the doorbell ring.
The doorbell rang, and so I went to the door, and it's these two men.
These two individuals essentially present themselves to be delivery men of some sort. Schanda sees them, says, "Now's not a good time." She goes to close the door on them. They force themselves in with guns.
They started to scream to get the F on the floor and don't move. They handcuffed me in front like this.
Schanda told the men that she had valuables, jewelry, cash, and precious metals, but they weren't interested. They took Schanda and threw her in the back of a white van.
I'm hooded. They hooded me as soon as I went into the van. It was a van that didn't have the windows in the back, and it was just a rubber mat without seats back there, and laid me on the floor.
The van pulled away, headed out of town, with Schanda handcuffed in the back.
One of the guys sat on top of me, so he stayed screaming at me. He had the gun to my head. I was trying to pay attention to where we were. I could feel when we picked up speed that we had made a turn. I was like, oh no, my heart sunk. I was like, we're on an interstate or something.
Schanda says the men forced pills into her mouth and she started to drift off.
And I started praying.
So this particular day I got out of work. As I was traveling, there was a wreck on the interstate. I got stopped behind a white van. I could kind of see the driver of the van was starting to get nervous in the mirror. He was looking at me. He decided to get into the shoulder and speed off. Well, it didn't sit right with me, so I got in behind him. I put my emergency lights, sirens on.
Then I hear sirens, and I was like, yeah, okay, thank you, God.
This is where the vehicle exited. It's a dead end onto a dirt road, which had been mud because it just rained.
Officer Chad Martin says the van got stuck in the mud. He saw the two men exit the vehicle and take off running.
When you approached the van, you've got your gun drawn?
Yes, sir. I opened the rear door of the van, and in the van, what I thought was a mannequin moved. It scared me, startled me, so I jumped back and I shut the door. I said, oh my God. She looked at me, and I'll never forget this. She said, are you the real police or are you the one that's gonna kill me?
And he was like, you're safe, you're safe.
If not for Chad Martin.
Oh, I would be dead. I can't even imagine, but I know it wasn't gonna be quick and swift.
Schanda had been rescued, but questions remained. Who were her kidnappers, and why did they abduct her? For Schanda, however, there was no mystery who was behind it.